All hail the fluff! This is the fluffy pancake recipe to end all other fluffy pancake recipes. I've been making this for years now, it's not a secret, I've published the recipe before, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Sorry, that was overly and unintentionally aggressive. Hi everyone, it's Tash and welcome to another recipe video. And today, like I promised, I'm going to show you how to make the fluffiest pancakes ever. I've actually done these quite a few times before in various forms, and I actually published a short about them as well, which turned out to be one of my best performing videos ever. And it got lots of great feedback, so thank you guys. But there were quite a few questions on how to do them, and a lot of the time I don't get around to checking some of the questions, in which case I'm really sorry. I figured I'm just going to do a main video on how to make these pancakes, so I can hopefully answer some of those questions out on that short. And if you've already seen that short video, then I will say before anything else, yes, self-raising flour is obligatory, and yes, you also add in extra baking powder. Without either of those, you're just going to get regular, slightly fluffy pancakes. And with neither of those, and just with plain flour, you're going to get flat pancakes. But don't worry, I'll show you everything step by step. I'll go slowly so you can see what I'm doing. And this time I've actually added in an extra hack, which has made my pancakes even fluffier. Which is a stretch, I know, my original pancake recipe was already super fluffy. But there's an extra little trick without having to add any more ingredients that makes them even girthier. Oh, that's an unpleasant term for a pancake, girthy. Anyway, fluffy pancakes, without further ado, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. We're going to start with 120 grams of self-raising flour. Now this is not plain flour, this is self-raising flour, and you can usually find it in supermarket alongside the plain flour, and it basically already has some raising agents added in. So if you're making a nice fluffy cake, for example, you don't have to add extra baking powder in. However, we're actually going to add even more baking powder to our self-raising flour, and this is the key to getting these pancakes extra fluffy. And I'm actually going to add a whole teaspoonful of baking powder. Now this isn't bicarbonate of soda or baking soda, this is baking powder, which is a mixture of bicarbonate of soda and a few other things like anti-caking agents. I find that adding baking soda, bicarbonate of soda alone, gives it a bit of a soapy taste, so I prefer that baking powder mix. So just at the moment we've added self-raising flour and baking powder. We're also going to add 2 tablespoonfuls of caster sugar and a little pinch of salt. Let's crack 1 egg into the centre. We're going to break that yolk and also pour in 2 tablespoonfuls of melted unsalted butter, which we've also cooled. We don't want it to scramble the eggs. Also gradually going to pour in 130 millilitres of milk. And we are ready to cook it straight away. Usually I don't really have time to hang around, I'm just going to cook it straight away. But for today, I'm going to give you an extra hack, and we're going to wait 10 minutes for the flour to absorb some of that liquid, and this will make our pancakes even fluffier. So let's wait 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes and we've also heated up a pan until it's reached the optimum temperature, which is medium heat. I have a hob that goes from 1 to 9. Don't know why, random number, and 6 is usually good for me. It's going to be different for you, but kind of in the middle for me. And this is about hot now. We've got our pancake mixture here, and I've also dabbed a little bit of cooking oil on some kitchen towel. I'm going to use my little grubbers here, and I'm going to wipe the oil onto the bottom of that hot pan. Don't use your hands, this is going to be hot. Give it a wipe, and we can get rid of this now. And then I can usually fit 3 ice cream scoops in here, so that is what I'm going to do. Oh, and you can see how thick this is. Right, 1 ice cream scoop, dollop it on there, give it a little bit of a pat. And then we're going to just cook for a couple of minutes until we can actually see them bubbling. Now that we've got a few bubbles forming on top, let's flip them. And I don't know about you guys, but my first batch of pancakes is always the worst. But actually, having said that, these aren't that bad. And we're just going to cook these for a further minute. Let's just have a little cheeky close-up of those fluffy sides. Look at how tall they're getting. Lovely. And that was just a minute, so we are ready to rescue our pancakes. I'm just going to pop them on a plate. And we're going to do this again and again until all of our pancake batter is used up. Now I've re-oiled the pan because I've made another batch of pancake mix because I wanted to show you what it's like when you don't rest it, which is actually when I do it most often. Which is actually the way I do it most often, because who has time to wait, right? So this is just to show you the difference in texture. Let's cook them up. Now we've got the little bubbles forming on the surface. Let's give them a flip. Lovely. And here we are with our unsoaked pancakes that we've made straight away after mixing up the batter. As you can see, still super fluffy, just not fat like the ones that we've waited for. So it just depends on your preference. I like both, but this is actually the one that I most frequently do. So now let's go back to our fat soaked pancakes. Wow, look at the actual girth of these pancakes. They are so chunky. I've made 9 all together. That batter made 9 pancakes. I've actually kept one aside so I can tear into it to show you how fluffy they are on the inside. And I did attempt to stack them up into one tall tower, but the tower kept falling, so I just divided it in half. Much easier. Now it's time for the big slow-mo pour. I serve my stack up with the classic maple syrup and butter combo, but you can use anything you like. Ice cream, cream, berries, bananas, anything works. Think breakfast. You can even go savoury with smoked salmon or bacon instead. Check out the fluffiness on that. Whoa, what a stack of stunners. Some of them are almost 2 centimetres in thickness. That is wild. And I showed you how fluffy they were when I tore that extra pancake apart. And that's going to be the one I'm going to eat now because this stack is a bit awkward for me to eat on the sofa. So let me switch them round. Here's one I destroyed earlier. I'm going to take a bite right into that, so cheers. It's so fluffy! I'm going to dip it in a little bit of maple syrup off camera. Seriously fluffy, seriously soft, seriously moist. If you don't feel like melting butter to mix into the batter when you're making these pancakes, you can actually use 2 tablespoonfuls of oil instead, vegetable oil, but I think butter makes them taste so much better. Butter makes everything better. So you saw how simple these fluffy pancakes were to make. Why not make them yourself a pancake day? Or like me, pretty much every other week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope you will join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com. Find me on Instagram, I'm tashcakes.taste, and I'm also on TikTok too, tashcakes, but also food in slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more. Give this video a like if you'd like it to help other people find it. Comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I will see you guys next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. Every day is pancake day for me.